You won't believe this scene. The handsome guy in front of you is Captain America, and Mary's choices are just puzzling. She was just going to grab a CD, but then the principal pops up from the restroom like a ghost. Mary is laughing her head off while Bonnie wishes she could just disappear. Bonnie changes, hails a taxi, leaving Frank awkward and speechless. Once the taxi leaves, he rushes to quiz Mary on her excuse. They had a plan for Mary to visit Aunt Ro every weekend, and Frank thought he'd get some personal space. Little did he know, it was turning into a thriller. Realizing he overstepped, Frank rushes in to apologize to Mary. Mary hasn't seen her dad since birth, and her mom also did a disappearing act when she was just a year old. So, for her, Frank is basically her superhero. But wait, here comes Grandma to shake things up. Frank just got a letter from the court. The court said she needs to let Grandma take Mary for a couple of days. Frank's not thrilled, but it looks like his fate is sealed. Mary's not sure what to expect, just a quick chat with Grandma, and she's off. Then it's photo time at Grandma's. The photos showcase a young mom and a young grandma, who could practically be a math superhero. The next day, Evelyn whisked Mary off to MIT. She scheduled a meeting with a math professor and set up a brain-busting math problem for Mary. The professor sees Mary staring blankly at the board and starts sweating. What no one saw coming was that Mary promptly dived back into solving it. She corrects the faulty premise first thing, and the professor's heart is racing. Before the professor can even blink, Mary's proving like a pro, hopping onto a second board to finish up. After 2 days, Mary joyously returns to Frank, telling him Grandma's great and has a piano. But she doesn't want to live with Grandma. Guess why? Because she's too bossy. Frank hears that and immediately promises he's not going anywhere. Court's back in session, and guess who shows up? Mary's dad, who vanished 7 years ago, offering to hand over custody to Grandma. Frank's lawyer comes in hot with his soul-searching questions. Where's he been for 7 years, and now he wants to hand over rights. After Mary's mom passed, he could have known about her life, who knows, but has he done any parenting duties? That's just laughable. Can he even afford to be called that? The judge sees through his act and strikes it down. But Mary hears the news and feels crushed. Her biological father's in town, and still, he's ignored her existence. She worries he's never bothered to inquire about her, not even interested in seeing what she's become. Frank listens to her tears, feeling the heartbreak too. To show Mary how important she is, Frank takes her and Aunt Ro to the hospital to watch newborns, and the three of them just sit there waiting. After hours of waiting, the operation room door swings open, and the beaming dad announces the arrival of his healthy baby. Mary tunes into the heartwarming scene, soaking in the family's happiness, yet feeling a twinge of confusion deep inside. Not happy? Absolutely. She purposely came out to announce this disappointing news to everyone. I did it. Here comes the notification for round 3 at court again. Mary's dad recaps in court how geniuses are the rarest resources on Earth. Apparently, God blessed them with superior genes. He believes that if you've got that talent, it's your duty to solve humanity's problems, while regular folks deal with regular drama. Super annoying problems come with super annoying stress, and Mary's not just a math whiz, she's got ways to handle the heat. Mary's dad shows a mix of happiness and regret, but his words come off as super arrogant, and no one dares to argue. Then Frank promptly chimes in, reminiscing fondly about Mary's innocent smile. He can't fathom whether Mary will still be able to maintain that smile in a world dominated by seriousness. Genius or average, who cares? She has the right to choose her own path. Let her dive into math if that's her jam. And if she wants to go out and lie freely, Frank's all for it. That's the big difference between him and Evelyn. Evelyn wants to push Mary to her limits, while Frank seeks to let her grow naturally. After the hearing wraps up, Frank's lawyer digs for details, stating that Evelyn's dropped a ton of cash, making Frank's fate look pretty grim. The judge could hand custody over to richer Evelyn, but there's a compromise, finding a foster family. When Mary turns 12, she can choose where to live. If Evelyn's in another state, Frank might as well be a ghost. So, the foster family is Evelyn's way of keeping Frank in the loop, at least so he can still see Mary. Frank can't handle the thought of this outcome, but what can he do? Mary feels like she's losing herself in it all. Mary's not confused, she just refuses to accept reality. Right in front of her, she's not having it. She's feeling heavy-hearted, wishing Frank had the power to change things. This heartbreak is real. All of this is weighing on Frank's conscience, and when Bonnie tries to comfort him, he can't just shrug it off. A few days later, Frank shows up with a cat toy for Mary, only to be stopped at the door by the foster family. The reason? Mary made a do not visit list for Frank. The family suggests it might be best if he doesn't go in. Hearing that, Frank just quietly accepts it, hands over the gift, and slips away. Some time later, while Bonnie is searching for books in the library, she unexpectedly spots a tabby cat adoption advertisement. Her heart skips. A moment of realization strikes. That cat belongs to Mary. She snaps a pic and sends it to Frank. Frank sees it and drops everything, revving his engine towards the pet center. Poor stray cats and dogs end up in shelters where they can be put down if nobody adopts them, and Mary's already heartbroken. If she loses hope again, her childhood will be bleak. Thankfully, Frank arrives just in time to prevent tragedy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll bring you more funny and touching stories.